Hello there everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. We are now into summer. Summer day one. We've already gone through a whole season in this game and I'm really looking forward to doing a few things in the summertime. And I have lots to talk about and lots of things that I want to do today. So we'll start out by looking at the calendar, I guess, just to see what we have coming up. You can see that there's a lot on here. There's a total of 6 festivals. We have the Chicken Festival on the 7th. Unfortunately, we do not have chickens to take part in this yet. We have the Cooking Festival on the 13th. Again, we don't have a kitchen, so very unlikely that we'll be able to take place in this either. On the 18th day of summer is the Cat Festival. And the cat is probably the last pet that we're going to be able to get, so we will have to hold off on this until next year. On the 23rd, we have the Fishing Contest. The 26th is the Fireworks Festival, which is going to be our first romantic festival of the game, if you don't count Harmony Day, of course. We may or may not be able to take part in this depending on how the girls feel about us once we continue to work up their friendship and give them more gifts. And then finally, we have the Crop Festival on the 29th, and we're going to be giving Felicia a tomato this season. We've also got a few birthdays to look out for. So lots of stuff in summer. Unfortunately, we may not be able to take part in a lot of the stuff that's going on. But I like that every season in this game is pretty jam-packed full of stuff. Even wintertime, most winter seasons in Harvest Moon games are pretty dull. There's not a lot that you can do, but this game sort of makes up for it with its micromanaging that you have to do kind of all year, and it also has quite a few festivals as well. So I've been trying to talk to the sprites a little bit more. I've been trying to make it a habit to actually come and speak with them on my daily rounds of befriending people, and they will now accept my gifts, which is fortunate for me because I'm wanting to give gifts to the dark green Harbor Sprite family because they're pretty much the only ones that have any use to me, and they will accept things like material stone and lumber and stuff like that too, which is really easy for me. We are going to go and watch our first heart event today because Julia is at a purple heart, which is really exciting. So let's do that first. Welcome! What am I doing? I'm cooking. My mom's busy today, so I'm cooking for her. Oh my, look at the time. Mom will be home soon. I hope I can finish. And the correct response is to offer your help. Be a gentleman. Really, I'd love a hand. Oh, hi Nick. Welcome home. What's that smell? Oh? Julia, did you make that curry rice? Yes, Nick helped me out. Really? You had help? So then you didn't make it alone? Thank you for helping, Julia. Mom, aren't you hungry? Let's eat. You should stay to eat too. Sure, let's eat before it gets cold. She sounds like a woman in prison. Obviously, Julia is not the best cook in the world. When Julia cooks alone, it's almost always inedible. Thank you, you were a big help. Well, I guess that's something to consider if you're thinking of making Julia your wife. She's apparently not a very good cook. She has the Karen trait, as I like to call it, because Karen in the original few Harvest Moon games was not a very good cook either. And because it's a Tuesday, Vaughn is here, we can talk to him too. You have curry rice that Julia made? No thanks, I already ate. Okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna eat it either, because now I'm afraid to eat it. So that's kind of number one on our list. That's one of the things I actually triggered that event yesterday, but I didn't want to miss out on it, of course, so I pushed it until today. And that seems to be able to take place anytime that Julia is inside the store during the daytime when she has a purple heart or more. While I'm here, I'm also going to buy some pet food. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send another 10 days worth back to the farm. And I will also buy 10 of them to give out as gifts. And I better give Vaughn one before I forget, seeing as how I have so few limited opportunities to give him gifts. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some seeds from Chen. Now that it's summer, we have an opportunity to buy different crops, and our choices are onions, corn, and tomatoes for the summer season. Onions are sort of like the turnips. They are probably the easiest and fastest to grow, and once you pick them, you have to replant them. Whereas corn and tomatoes, once you plant them, they will just keep regrowing, which is really, really nice. So you save quite a bit of money getting corn and tomatoes off of the same stalk. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to buy one of each, I think. We want to plant the corn and the tomatoes as early as possible, just so that they grow quickly and we're able to get as many harvests off of those as possible. The one thing that I did do yesterday that I didn't bother to record was I swapped out my watering can. So I bought this watering can from Gannon for $3,000. It has 3 wonderful slots on it, so I can put 3 different wonderfuls on it. And hopefully, once I have the wonderfuls I want and I can put them in, it'll really help me out now that we're kind of advancing on in the game. And I sold my old one for $600 to Chen. When I originally played this game, I had no idea that you could actually sell your old tools. I just had mine laying around in storage taking up space, so that was really, really nice. And there's no difference between this watering can and the other one. It still holds 50 squares of water. I can still only water 1 square at a time. The only difference is that it has actual space for wonderfuls when that time comes. Chen still has a couple of wonderfuls in his store that are available for sale. So for the watering can, I'm going to want the red and the blue wonderful. And I will also probably put the purple wonderful in there as well. But that's very pricey. So Taro is saying it's going to be cloudy tomorrow. Summer is usually very, very dry, so I'm rather surprised that the first day of summer started out with a lot of rain. It's not very often that you get rain in the summertime. It's nice though because it helps out. As we walk around now, you will see that the items that are being left on the ground for us to pick up are all going to be very different. So we're going to be getting different colored herbs. We're going to be getting blueberries instead of bamboo shoots. We are also going to be getting different flowers as well. And my bag is already full. Well, let's see if I can dump something off. Let's see, we can also probably stack our items properly. At this rate, I'm going to need another rucksack upgrade already. I should also try and use these turnips and potatoes at the diner and the cafe. So why don't I do that? I don't think I have shown that off yet. So what I like to do and what I recommend you do when you're trying to get recipes from the cafe or the diner is make a save before you hand the item off. The reason you want to do this is because it's completely random as to if you will actually get a recipe or whether the item is going to be wasted. There are some items in this game that are exceptionally rare and very expensive, and you do not want to waste that item. And that has happened to me a lot before I wisened up and decided to use the save and reload trick. So anytime that you want to start learning recipes, you can bring them to the diner or the cafe. All you have to do is just take the item you want and present it like you would a gift. And Nick, for example, can't think of any recipes that would use a turnip, which seems shocking. So basically that means, hey, I can't give you any recipe, bring me something else. So if that's the case, then you can cross that off your list and you can move on to something else. So I'm going to try a potato and see if he has any recipes that would require a potato. And if he does, he'll ask if we want him to cook something. We say yes. And he made us some French fries. Obviously, we cannot access that yet because we don't have a kitchen. And unfortunately, when he says that he made French fries, he didn't actually make them. We don't have them in our inventory, as you can see, which is a bit of a letdown. But we'll be able to make that at home using our own kitchen. Each of them can make one recipe per day. So you can show each of them one item per day and they will make something for you and give you one recipe per day. If you've given them an item and they failed to cook it and it got used up, you can't give them another item and ask them to try again. From what I remember, I may actually test that. I should save before I give the cafe owner a gift, and if she messes it up, I'll try again and see if that works. I know they won't do it again if they're successful. The nice thing about it, though, is even though we didn't get the French fries as an item in our inventory, it does look like it restored our stamina and our fullness completely. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try the turnip first. See if she has any recipes that she can teach us with a turnip, and if not, I'll try the potato. And we'll see how she does. She made us a pickled turnip, alright. Well, we just got really, really lucky because they both managed to make us something without screwing up. But sometimes I've had to reload 2 or 3 times just because I got the crappy luck of the draw. And I guess I'll give Ganon his material stone here. while I'm here, I've got so much to talk about and so little time in one video. I can't believe it's already been 15 minutes. So we're gonna see these pink flowers popping up in summer. We've also got green herbs, yellow herbs, orange herbs. So we've got all different colors now. You won't see purple or blue. We may still see the indigo ones, but blue and purple are spring exclusive. Moondrop flowers are spring exclusive, as well as bamboo shoots. So now we're going to be able to see some different items. We can no longer collect seaweed. This is again a spring exclusive thing that we're no longer able to do. And I hate this, I have one slot left, so now I'm picking up the item and then stacking it in its correct place so I can pick up as much as I possibly can. And now all I've got left is to go and speak to the people on the Mystic Island. And then go home and plant my stuff. The people on the Mystic Islands are now accepting gifts from me, which is great. Now that it's summer, I have gifts to give to Elisa because she likes blueberries, which is awesome. I'm actually going to go give that to her right now, seeing as how I just picked it up. I can continue to give flowers to the Harvest Goddess. So I'll probably save my blueberries for her and give these to her, just to keep the free gift train going. I haven't really had to pay for many gifts yet, which has been nice. I pay for Julia's gifts, I guess, technically, but it's $10, so it's not a very steep price to pay. And I also have a gift for the witch as well. And I wonder if Witchkin would take pet food. I should actually try that while I'm here. It's pretty early in the game. If she doesn't like it, it's not a lot of harm done. But if she does like it, then that's just another cheap gift that I can give to her. Aha, she does. Normally, I give Witchkin fodder. Back when I played my other file, I would just give her a piece of fodder every single day when I had barn animals, and that's pretty much all I ever gave her until I maxed out her friendship. So she's another easy one that you can give animal food to, so she likes wild animal food, pet food, fodder, etc. And that is extremely easy for me because I basically just have to pack around more pet food than I already have, giving them to Mirabelle, Julia, and Vaughn. And I've also stockpiled a big group of purple herbs to give to Witch Princess. As that's another really easy gift that she really likes. I better get back to my house and plant a few things here. And wrap this video up, because it is getting long. But the start of a new season is always so exciting. There's always so much to talk about and so much to go over and recap and such and so forth. So I think what I will do is I will use the left side of this field for my tomatoes and my corn, and I will use the right side of the field for my onions. So if you read the description of tomatoes and corn, they grow sort of similar. They both need a lot of light, but not a lot of water. And it's great that they grow in the summertime because summer is usually pretty dry. So you don't run a huge risk of drowning these plants. They thrive really well in the summertime. So we are going to definitely need to water these less. We're not going to need to water these every single day. And for both of these, I will probably be keeping my own chart on paper for myself just to monitor the growth. Because I feel like if you're not paying attention to the water and the sun that you're giving them, it can take a really long time for you to actually be able to get anything from them, and sometimes it takes like half a season if you're not being careful. And at that point you're kind of think to yourself, well, what the heck was the point of that? I could have just planted a ton of onions and gotten more for the amount of time that they took to grow. So I'm going to try and chart those two out and keep a really close eye on them. Onions I'm not too worried about. Onions, you just basically give them equal parts water and equal parts sun, and they should be all good. I'm going to keep playing once again until I find anything else that's really interesting or anything else that I think you guys want to hear about. I'm really looking forward to the new season. Hopefully we get to see some really fun and exciting new stuff. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.